we may begin our session again. So we have discussed the main Shari'i ruling, whether it's fard, wajib, or mandub, or haram, or mustahab, or makruh. So the fourth, the literal meaning is obligatory. What is obligatory for us is already mentioned by Quran and the Rasulullah's hadith. For your information, actually we don't have disputes or different opinion of the hukum in fard or in haram. Because Rasulullah mentioned in the hadith, al-halalu bayyin wal-haramu bayyin. The halal thing is explicit, clear, and haram also clear. Wa baynahuma mutashabihat. So, without Quran and Sunnah, if any issue come, it fall into mandub or makruh or mustahab or mubah. So following the deen is actually easy, but we human beings make it difficult. That is the problem. And we raise the question, why this one, that scholar said this way, other scholar said this way. No, it's like way. So everyone has the evidence, and you must take the strong evidence. That's all. So as we mentioned before, the fourth, we may understand that is proven by Quranic texts and hadith mutawatir. And wajib, according to school of Hanafi, is proven by khabar ahad or hadith ahad. Khabar wahid is ahad, is plural actually. So like hadith ahadith. So when we talk, we use both. Don't be confused, inshallah. So according to also Hanafi school of thought is for this fard, but based on their evidence, like salat janaza, they said this is fard kifaya, but the other school, they said, is for this fard there is no any wajib. So what is fard kifaya? Some scholars said that is also wajib. Fard kifaya means wajib. So if like salat janaza, if a Muslim dies and no one perform the salat janaza, everyone will be sinful. Whole community. I think this one you know already, right? So the same thing according to school of Hanafi. I think I should not give so many examples, so you'll be confused. Just this example, like we need to understand what is fard kifaya, what is fard ain. So fard ain also, I mean, is based on Quran and Khabr mutawatir. So mandub and mustahab is the same thing, but two different words. That means encouraged, the things you can do and you will be rewarded. So is and some they put number B as a sunnah, like they classify it as a sunnah, because mandub and mustahab is a sunnah of Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam. So it could be also two categories. Number one, muakkada, and number two, gair muakkada. I mean, not muakkada. In Arabic word gair means none. Like if I say gair mazhab, that means someone is not following the mazhab. Gair means none. So mazhab, if you follow one school of thought, some people make their life within a limitation. But if you follow only the Quran and Sunnah, so you have a more opportunity. So that's why people are confused. Why he is also Muslim, I am also Muslim. Why he raise hand, I don't raise hand. Why he recite dua kunut regularly in the salat subha, why I am not? So except the Quran and Hadith, the other issues he cannot force to other. If he has another practice, you cannot force. You can convey the message. If he agrees and he agree with the evidence, then he can practice that, but you cannot force. So we have to see this way. So Sunnah Muakkada also, according to school of thought, is fixed. Not that much. Like Salah Sunnah in the Subha, most of the scholars said is Sunnah Muakkada. If you miss other Sunnah Salah before and after the Salah, we have some Sunnah, right? But no need to repeat. If you don't pray after this, you will not be committing the sin. But Salat Sunnah in Salat Subha, most of the scholars say is Muakkada. That means if someone assume that Salat Sunnah I miss it regularly, it doesn't matter. If someone think like this way, that means he is committing sin. Same thing goes to Salatul Witr. Salatul Witr also same. If someone, like in Shafi school of thought, they consider Witr is what? Farz or Sunnah? Sunnah, right? But in Hanafi school is wajib. Because they prove it by the Hadith Ahad. So if you see the chronology, you remember the chronology, the flow, and here you can understand why the differences. Yes. So Shafi don't consider Khobra Ahad as evidence of wajib or farz. So Salatul Witr and I did not hear, but I see from the practice, like pray of the performing Salat, Dua Kunut in Salat Subha. What do you consider, Sunnah or Wajib? Sunnah, right? But those who strictly follow the Maturidiyya, and do you heard the name Maturidiyya? And okay, but some ustaz I have experience, they like consider it like if you don't pray dua kunut in salat subh, they are like, how to say, like so strict with that. They consider like your salat is not completed, something like that. Do you feel that? Yeah, some ustaz, some people consider like that. So see, the disagreement make or break our brotherhood and sisterhood broken. But what is the purpose of Islam? وَاتَصِمُوا بِحَبْلِ اللَّهِ جَمِيعًا. You get together, be united. So see, we are disunited because of small things. So the learning Usul al-fiqh also to motivate people to be united. This is the main message. Why people are give different views and they make quarrel? If I have different opinion, I don't say, hey, you batil, you don't follow, you are not Muslim, you kafir. Unfortunately, even in the high, the level also, they use this kind of word. But they did not know this hadith. If someone follow Quran and hadith and the fourth only, he will enter the Jannah. And all of you know this hadith, Muaz ibn Jabal, when Rasulullah sent him to the Yemen. I think all of you heard this hadith many times. What Rasulullah said to Muaz, what you want to follow? What you want to follow? Then he said Quran and Sunnah. Then what he said? What you would like to invite people? I would like to invite the people about the Salah, then Saum, then Hajj. Then after the Fara'id, after the first obligation, Rasulullah said, what you want to do? Then he said, I'll do the Nawafil, Tatawwa. The word of the hadith is Tatawwa. That means he just do the Nawafil. See, after the all first, Rasulullah considered all Nawafil, no other classification. And the hadith is very familiar hadith to everyone. Taraktu fikum amrain lang tadillu ma tamassaktum bihima kitab Allah wa sunnat rasuli. I have left two things only. Those who take this as evidence, as their practice, they will enter the Jannah. Quran and Sunnah. So Rasulullah does not mention any other things. Even another hadith, one Sahabi came to meet Rasulullah and he said, he knocked the door. Kara al-bab, the word of hadith, Kara al-bab. Then Rasulullah who? He said, Ana fulan. I am someone. So Rasulullah normally did not, he is not angry person. He always smiling, right? But Rasulullah asked again, who are you? He did not mention the name. Like I am Saiful Islam, did not mention. He mentioned only, I am someone, Ana Fulan. So Rasulullah said, the word I hate most is using this word, Ana Fulan. Why I give this example. Now, when we are talking about the Sharia ruling this and we don't have a strong evidence. We said, my scholar said, someone said, he said. No, who is he, Ustaz? He is also a human being. Are you sure he will go to Jannah or Jahannam? So, it's very unfortunate for us that we refer to the people. Our reference is only Quran and Hadith, not anything else. But anything will be only the support, not the main evidence. So Sunnah Muakkada and Sunnah Gair Muakkada. Yes, sister?
Can we clarify regarding you say the Hanafi regard that witir is wajib, but Shafi'i says no. And it's based on Hadith Ahad. So for Shafi'i, do they regard Hadith Ahad as one of the decisions?
Yeah, they consider Hadith Ahad as evidence, but not for the Fard or Wajib, maybe for Sunnah. Like Salatul Bitr, they consider Sunnah is a Hadith Ahad. Right?
When you write down the category Hanafi, Quran, Sunnah, Ijma, Qiyas, Ahad, why do you put Ahad 2, 3, 4, right at the bottom? But Shafi'i is number 3 in position.
Yeah, we will discuss it at the end. But this is their position. It's not my position. When they come up with the ruling, okay, I give example. First, if anything come, I look into in the Quran. What Quran says about this? Okay, dancing and singing in the wedding ceremony. Right? Rasulullah allowed only using the daf, only the wedding ceremony. But if you go to subcontinent like India, Pakistan, always I give this example. Even now, some Arab wedding, you will be confused whether Muslim or non-Muslim wedding. Alhamdulillah, in this way, I appreciate Malaysian brother. Most of the Now maybe the rich people doing different way, but mostly I see in the mosque, then alhamdulillah still decent lah. But I mean, they have different kind of stages, not only one ceremony, like the there is a preliminary occasion, then the second one, then the third one, then final one, then after final one, those friends missing, they want to come also to visit them. I mean, the simple wedding ceremony in our country is like 30 to 40,000. The simple one. If you say the expensive one, 100,000, 200,000. In terms of money. No, I am not saying in bed. I am saying like the amount of money they spend for the wedding. So that's a marriage become difficult. And that's why they find the other way. That's why the adultery and other sins in the society, because they block that easy door, right? So anyway, so the haram is clear, as hadith says, al haramu bayyinun. So not only drinking and eating, we have a lot like lying, backbiting also haram. Riba also haram. We always think only few things, but the Imam Zahabi, he has a book Al-Kabair, he mentioned more than 70 kabair. So how many of us concerned about this 70 kabair? I think in our society we are more involved in, like, even though sometimes we don't care, but backbiting, and sometimes even we don't know that I am lying, but intentionally or unintentionally. For example, someone call you, where are you? I am at home. Actually, you are in the class.
So it's on the way.
Then you are still at home. You said I am on the way. But you have your own explanation, because I am planning to go out from home. So something is like action. Action, you must act, not intention. Right? Action must be in an acting way, but not in the intention way. Like someone divorced the wife, for example, and he said, I did not have any intention to divorce. But do you know the railing? You have intention or not, but already divorced. If you say talaq 3 times, already done. But that is not the sunnah way. Sunnah way, 1 time, then give some time, then 2, then automatically 3 times. It's called talaq raji'i, ba'in, and what is another one? 3 types of talaq, right? I thought sister know better. And because you are good people, so doesn't want to know. And you don't want that, right? Inshallah. But of course, from both sides, I mean husband and wife, from both sides has the rights to do that. But of course we are human beings. That's why Islam give us all the opportunities. Option, it's called option. Okay. So this example I said already. If you travel, if you see the food or drink anything, you are not sure. If you see halal, okay, it's makruh. I thought I am talking mubah. It's makruh, so discourage. That means you don't do anything. For example, it's also proven by hadith that you should not eat something cause the bad smelling before going to salah. Have you know this? Like I think onion, not garlic.
No, I'm just saying.
Not bawang putih.
Malaysia context.
It's bawang only, right?
Garlic.
Oh really? The act whose omission. Maybe I wanted to put the.
Oh yeah, it's macro. Sorry, I didn't know.
Is it macro?
Macro. Yeah, correct. Sorry.
Oh, correct. Actually, I see the headline. I just put this one for you because you have exam. I just see the word. Actually, I even inside when I prepare, I wrote. But after this, sometimes no time to check. That's why I said, if any spelling mistake, any information mistake, please let me know and we will correct it. Inshallah. If no exam, I just put all the name only. No explanation, other thing. Because before exam, you need to. If I say what is the 7 kind of ruling in the fiqh, and then you need to explain. But if you depend on the only name like wajib, makruh, mubah, so you remember what Ustaz said? Oh, some of the things already gone, right? So if in the text, so at least you can do revision. And I think is not only for your diploma course. After the course also you can benefit from it, inshallah. So is not only the onion, any kind of habit that your friend don't like it. For example, sometimes we are sneezing, we are coughing, it has some ethics to do that, right? So another things you remember, if something hurted your friend or your fellow Muslim brother or make it dislike to other people, so that is actually makruh. Normally 3 things: the way we behave, the way we eat, the way we dress up. So something related to what? Dressing, eating and behaving. So these 3 things actually are very relevant in our daily life, right? So there are some issue that if you do this way, someone will be happy. If you do the same thing other way, someone will be unhappy. Okay, sorry to give this example, sneezing, right? If I sneeze like this and throw it here, is it okay? But it has the adab. So according to a scholar, is makruh because it's make unhappy your friend.
Like make people disgusting.
Yeah, disgusting. Right? So I mean, what I give example, you remember, you know better than me, the behavior, the eating habits or the drinking or eating, then okay, what I said 3 things: the way we behave, the way we dress. Okay, dress. So wearing any kind of dress which is sunnah, we appreciate. But there are some dress which is not sunnah but still cover your aura, but we don't consider as a good dress, right? Like if sister come very tight jeans pant here and showing of the structure of the body, so how? It's covered the aura but not really, and we consider is like a so that's why he said is makruh. I mean, makruh means if something related to these 3 things, like I give salam, assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh, I use the same assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. It like tone, voice, it make different meaning, right? So anything related to this 3 is basically, maybe could be related to other things. So I mean is makruh. Of course makruh in ibadah also, like even though school of Shafi said if someone talking to inside the salah is a haram, I mean his batil. But in Hanafi school, if someone talk is makruh. If someone makruh, dislike, makruh tanzihi, that means is neglected, dislike. And ibadah, then in our behavior, it can be, I mean, applicable with other things. Just main thing we remember, which make other people unhappy. That's all. Okay, mubah means which we call jaiz. Jaiz means like allowed, is permissible. It's permissible. Can you give example that which is permissible? No, eating is permissible, but something like you never experienced before, but you are not sure. Any example? Permissible means something not directly related to ibadah, not directly related, indirectly maybe ibadah. Our every action is ibadah, right? So,
Exercise
yeah,
is permissible unless you can
unless you do involve with the
yeah.
That's why I give three example: eating, dressing, then the behavior.
So exercise is permissible.
Yeah, is permissible. So exercise is permissible, but is permissible also got the Quranic ayah also. وَعِدُّ لَكُمْ مَسْتَطَعْتُم مِّن قُوَّةٍ. You get ready for the war, something like that. So is exercise, but not directly, right? Not directly. Directly did not mention that exercise is halal or you have to do exercise, right? So earning money is halal because you need to buy halal things, you need to eat halal things. So that's why the working with the company, doing business, ahallallahu al-bay'a wa harrama al-riba, right? Wearing glass, sister, is halal or haram or jaiz? It's permissible because you need to see properly. Yes, yes. Sorry? Harus. What is that? Oh, innovation, for example? I did not get clearly. Mubah. Okay, another basic principle I may inform you. I mean, which will not falls into the committing sin, and which is not explicitly mentioned in the Quran and Hadith as a haram. So that is mubah. And two main principle I want to highlight here. Aslu shay'i al-halal. The origin of everything is halal, unless you have the evidence that is haram. Yes. So anything until you see there is haram element or you have the evidence, is it haram? Then you can consider haram. But if no evidence, it is permissible, is mubah. So in general, aslu shay al-halal. Alternative, aslul ibadati are haram. The origin of ibadah is haram. That means you cannot do anything unless you have the evidence from Quran and Sunnah.
It's not wearing tight clothes.
Hmm?
Is that haram?
Which one?
Wearing tight clothes.
Tight cloth is makruh in some other case, because do you remember I said the ruling is some ruling based on the circumstances, right? Also mubah, makruh, mandub, these also sometimes in like tight is for the man or for the woman, both is proven by hadith. That actually Islam says some criteria for the dress. Islam doesn't say you have to wear the jubba or you have to wear the such kind of a specific dress. What Islam says? Islam says the criteria. For example, for men should not wear any dress which normally used by female. Like if I wear now shari, you know shari, the Indian people, the big one, shari, or I wear this baju kurung. Is it baju kurung?
Yes.
Okay, baju kurung. But maju Malayu for the male, baju kurung. So if I wear baju kurung and the tudung, is it okay? Okay. If no beard, then looks female. But if beard, some people will consider me as a mental person, right? So like this. So man cannot wear the female dress, female cannot wear it. Then male cannot use the harir. You know the harir? Yeah, it's a dress, silk, silk, harir, silk. Then should not wear both male and female that shows the structure of the body, especially for female. Yeah, especially for female. You got the answer? Yeah, that is the criteria.
For macro, for dress, it can be also if somebody wears something dirty, like dirty clothes, so that's macro.
Yeah. In that case is makruh, but in some other case is also haram. I am sorry to say, we can see some dresses, sister, even the Muslim and non-Muslim, everything is like very clear. So that is haram. That is haram. I mean, if shows the everything like structure of the body, even the cloth is very thin, right? So the appearance is very clear. So that is considered haram in that case. But also it can be makruh. Like is not that bad, but it is not perfect. It is not perfect. So it could be a difference on the situation actually. So now we understand the Sharia and fiqh, right? Still we did not define the Usul al-fiqh yet. Ya Allah, I think the first slide also not finished yet. How many left? I think sometime I should say, okay, we skip this one. You just read. If anything not clear, never mind. Our objective is to learn, right? Our objective is not to finish the syllabus, right?
Yes, exactly.
Okay, then this is the...
Understand, that's the key. Fiqh.
Yeah. Because we are learning fiqh.
Yes.
Okay.
Understand fiqh itself.
So I put here the... So do you remember the Sharia and fiqh? So in terms of source, the source of Sharia is Quran and Hadith, but the source of fiqh is Quran, Hadith, Ijma and Qiyas. So this is the difference in terms of sources, just generally sources. Authority, the Sharia belongs to Allah and His Messenger, of course. But even Rasulullah cannot, if he is still alive, cannot make the Sharia unless he get the wahi, revelation. So the source of Sharia itself, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, and the authority of fiqh and usul al-fiqh is the Islamic jurist, faqih, or the usuliyin, those who are expert in legal maxim and what do they call it, jurisdiction, right? So now, what is finalized by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala in ibadah or in halal and haram, everything is clear, right? So we cannot do more and we cannot do less. Did you get my point? I mean, what Allah says, we have to follow. This is the Sharia. No explanation here. Like Allah says in the Quran, Aqimus Salah, perform the Salah. So we learn how to perform Salah by Rasulullah. And Rasulullah said, you perform Salah the way I perform. See the chronology? So that is the Sharia. So here, if you go to the YouTube, how to perform Salah by Shia, how to perform by Salah by Abadi people, it's called Abadi, yeah. You'll see sometime they make dua with the dancing. You can find this in the YouTube. There are a lot of design in Salah, but which one is the original design, the way we perform? So even we perform based on 4 schools of thought, like Hanbali or Maliki. They don't. I think they don't. I think Maliki. Yeah, Maliki. They don't use hand like this or like this. They just put it like this. Hanafi school of thought, they after the ruku or before the ruku we raise the hand, right? But Shafi school raise the hand, but Hanafi school don't. So this is just little bit difference, and all this practice by Rasulullah. So nothing wrong. Sometimes he pray this way, sometimes he pray the other way, just to make it convenient for us. For example, if you are good in health, you can do any kind of work beyond your ability. But if you are sick, there's something you did before but you can't now. If you, may Allah protect us, if you got accident, if someone got accident, even he cannot use his own necessary things. He cannot use the toilet, he cannot cook, he cannot go out alone. Someone need to help. So what is Sharia? Sharia like give us, the sister said, option. Based on your situation, you take this or you can take this. So now the question, always you pray only raising the hand. Sometimes you don't raise la. It's okay. I do that. So if you follow one hadith your whole life, that means you are following only particular hadith, but you did not follow the other hadith. I think you get my point. So if one issue, the amal, the action is 2 or 3, the preparable one, the most strong one you can perform always, but sometime do other one, because this is also sunnah of Rasulullah. Okay. The limitation, the Sharia is whether for human being, it is applicable for all the entire humanity over the world. But the fake ruling may be in Malaysia one ruling, the same issue in the Arab country another issue. Another ruling. So the Sharia doesn't have any limitation, is wider, because it's from Allah. The nature of Sharia is eternal, unchangeable. So no one make 6 times salah daily. It's 5 times already confirmed by Sunnah of Rasulullah. No one can make 2 ruku. No one can make 3 sujud. No one can make salat subh 3 rakat. It's Sharia. It's already fixed. But what is fake? How to make wudu? When the salat time come, you make wudu, but no water, you can make tayammum. This is fake. It depends on situation. For performing salah, you need to make wudu, but what is the shart? Remember the shart condition? The water is available, and water is pure, not nullified. So, if now you get the water, but water is contaminated, is intoxicated, do you want to make wudu? No. That time you make tayammum. So this is fiqh. Salat 4 rakah, but I am traveling 2 rakah. This is fiqh. So fiqh is changeable based on circumstances. Okay.
Just now they were asking about harus. Okay, harus is something like wajib, something haram, but you have to do it in order to save life, for example. Or you cannot touch a woman, but in an accident you have to carry her.
Oh no. This one I don't call harus. I mean.
Harus is the Malay word. Okay.
Yeah. No. That one is we call it daruriyat. Darurat. That is also ruling by usuliyin. Ad-daruratu tubihul mahzurat. Ad-daruratu tubihul mahzurat. I will touch, if I have the time, legal maxim. We have 70 legal maxim, but 5 is more important. Like this one of them. Ad-daruratu tubihul mahzurat. That means the necessity allow the haram things. This is the ruling. Then la darara wa la dirara. You will not be harmful, and you should not harm anyone. This is the main principle. So we call al-qawaid al-khamsa. There are 5 main principles. If I have time, I will discuss later. But this is one of them. Ad-daruratu tubihul mahzurat. That means this is haram, but in circumstances this is halal for you. For example, the urine is haram. Even the Hindu people drink urine of cow as a medicine. That is their business. But for Muslim, any kind of urine is haram. But if there is a disease and doctor found a solution that you need to drink the urine of yourself, your urine you have to drink. I don't know, I heard from someone that he drink his own urine to solve kind of disease, but I am not sure, just heard. So like for example, looking at the woman body is haram for male, but there is a society, there is a situation, there is no any female medical doctor. So now let's say delivery case, let's say you have something in your skin that that particular area, you are not allowed to show to anyone. But if doctor want to investigate, he need to look at that area. So this is allowed. So you are in a situation, eating the pork, khanzir is haram. But you are in a situation that you are so hungry, if you don't eat, you are about to die. That time, not only pork, any haram things, like there is a bread, but is made by wine or something, there is element of haram things. So what is the fiqhi ruling here? You can take the portion that you protect yourself, not fulfill your stomach that time. Yes, just make sure you are not that, you, how to say the suitable,
Survive.
Yeah, you survive, yeah. Sometimes cannot find the English word, I don't know why. So you can survive. You can survive. So, okay, few example, right? So if a sister got any situation, you don't have the female doctor, you can see the male doctor. Okay. Even until now, many Muslim country, even the society Muslim live in, there is no available female doctor. Do you know that? But you are lucky in Malaysia, there are more female doctor, alhamdulillah. If I go UAE clinic, it's hard to find the male doctor always. Okay. I'm not sure what about the government hospital. Is it male more or female more? Okay. Anyway, so the legislation in terms of principle, I think you just read, this is very clear, basis and the difference, right? And now we are attached in our subject Usul al-fiqh, so we learn all the basic related to Sharia and fiqh and ahkam, right? So now coming back to our main topic, definition Usul al-fiqh. Usul, the word aslun, aslun is swad, aslun, then usulun is plural. So aslun is root, the original. So it's very simple. Usul al-fiqh means where we get the rulings of fiqh originate from the usul. If I ask you why we get the rulings, this is halal, this is haram, this is why we get, based on usuliyin, they are product. Okay. So let's say Quran and Sunnah. From Quran and Sunnah, usuliyin derive the how to say, the medicine. So the raw materials is Quran and Sunnah. So from the raw materials, usuliyin produce the medicine. So from medicine, the medical doctor, the faqih, he choose the medicine. This is for fever, this is for nose running, this is for diarrhea. But the doctor did not produce the medicine. You remember that. So we look into this way. The Quran and Hadith is main sources, materials. And the usuliyin, they produce the medicine or drug from the raw materials. So the process, because they don't make it by hand, there is a process. So they follow all the process. What? Ijma, qiyas, istisab, or all the process. They look into that. Which laboratory we have to go? This science laboratory or IT laboratory? They see all the laboratory. Then they produce the medicine. Then there is other people who have the patient. The sick people, we are the sick people, then we go to the doctor. Doctor give us the medicine. This is for diarrhea, this is for fever. So it's produced by usul, the pharmacist. The pharmacist only sell, but he is not a medical doctor. He just produce. He sent to the pharmacy, and pharmacy also don't sell until the doctor give them prescription. So when they receive prescription, when someone has the problem. So we have the problem, we ask you, is it halal or haram? So the faqih is the medical doctor. The usuliyin is the producer or pharmacist of the product, medicine. From where they are producing this? From the raw materials. What are the raw materials?
Sunnah.
Quran and Sunnah. Must be the real source, Quran and Sunnah. Is it difficult to understand? Okay, Alhamdulillah. So now, if you look at the Usul al-fiqh, that means these people, they are producing the medicine, they are pharmacists, considered pharmacists for the people. And what is the objective? Maslaha, benefit of the ummah, benefit of the people. If someone produces the medicine, is there anyone who become angry or dissatisfied? No, happy. So the faqih, when derive any new solution for us, we are happy. Is make our life easy. Okay. So coming back to the definition. So this is al-ilmu bil qawaid allati yatawassalu biha ila istinbat al-ahkam al-shari'iyya al-farihya and adillati al-tafsiliyya. They come out, the usul means this knowledge come out with the rules and regulation, with the legal maxim. I mean, they don't derive the the ruling by themselves from their own mind, but there is a legal maxim. Like one of the legal maxim, ad-daruriyatu tubihul mahzurat. Based on these legal maxim, I told you 3 examples, right? If female doctor not available, you can go to the male doctor. If you don't have halal food, but you are so hungry, you are about to die, if you don't eat now, maybe your life will be finished. So at that time, you take a portion, that one also got the legal maxim. Because the Usulian said, when you take the haram things, you don't take beyond the limit. You need to take the limit that protect yourself only. So so the knowledge of legal rules, that means we call it ahkam al-shari'iyya, pertaining to conduct that have been derived from their specific evidences. So without evidences, without the proof, we cannot come up anything. Must have the evidence. It's just definition la. It's okay. So now I have some distinction, some differences between fiqh and usul al-fiqh. We already discussed in our the introduction. So this one also I need to skip. So what I explained to you before, this one, see, the root is Quran and Hadith as a raw materials, the ingredient, right? Okay. So like our sister, our mother, they cook at home, right? But they don't produce the raw materials. Raw materials from the giant or an NSK. Okay. Then they cook, they are usuliyin. Our mother and sister, they are usuliyin. They produce. Then we are the customer. Then the restaurant in the faqih, they sell the product to the people. But those who cook, they did not produce the ingredient. Even they did not cook, they just sell. The cook means he is not a chef, right? He just owner of the shop. But sometimes if owner can cook, that is exceptional lah. But normal practice, right? Is the figure is clear? I think after this, maybe this slide finished, but and this one is just taskara. What is the benefit of usul? I think all of you know what. I think you are benefited, right? So you can explain why I am learning usul al-fiqh. So no need to read this one. So if you have any Q&A, else we go to the next one. Who can help me here? The class finished? Yes. Inna lillahi. So we agree already, right, that our objective is to learn, not to finish syllabus. And at the end of the course, we will say that we learned something. That is our objective, right?
We finish Alhamdulillah.
So no complaint to the authority, right?
No.
Okay. Okay. Is there any complaint form? Don't fill up, eh? Okay, inshallah. So with that, I think another 5 minutes we can spend Q&A. Yeah. But next two slide ready. Inshallah, we'll discuss. Yes, brother.
Can you give few other examples of fardu kifayah other than the
Actually, for the kifaya, I mean, and Fardain is classified by Hanafi. But some Shafi people, they acknowledge, other school acknowledge. But normally is for this fourth.
what are the examples other than burial?
I give you some example, but I cannot give you like specifically some other. What we practice, just few only. Like Salat Janaza, Dua Kunut, these are the example. These are there. But if anyone knows any other example, you can share. Because this actually based on scholar views. But is for. But wajib is very clear. Because as I said, is not what we have the evidence from our practice. But the most evidence, is it proven by Khabra Ahad or the Mutawatir? If Mutawatir and Quran, that is fard. If wajib is proven by Ahad. So now you said how many examples? So before I give example, I have to look whether this is proven by Khabra Ahad or not. I am telling you something that is not important. Important is what is the proof. I think it's clear, right? Even we are practicing many things, but how many of us we know the evidence? So you are performing one ruku. What is the evidence? What is the hadith? So if we ask ourselves, we don't know anything without evidence. So now the Usulian produce the product and Faqihi, they explain to us. Now we are enjoying. So Alhamdulillah. Inshallah. Brother, any question? Everything clear? Or there is two different side. If clear, no question. If not clear, also no question. Because I am not clear what to ask. Don't mind, eh? Okay. Yeah, sometime but this book has some problem. One is English is a bit, I mean, not normal English. Is need to understand. You need to read few times, then you will understand. And second thing is the font is too small, right? It doesn't make you like comfortable. Actually, English book in the market only this one and the other one Shah Abdul Hannan. I give the link in the slide. The Shah Abdul Hannan one is very easy. He's a Bangladeshi scholar. He is actually economist, like Bank Islam, right? He is the chairman of Bank Islam in Bangladesh. He is a former government secretary, but totally Islamic person. And if you Google Islamic personality, his name is Afir. He has a lot of writings. He is now around 80 years old, but he's still writing, he's still talking. Very humble person. Very humble person. And in my research, I conducted his interview.
Your knowledge about banking.
Yeah, Sharia banking.
People taking loans to purchase houses. Okay, that's okay. Sharia and non-Sharia.
Is a long issue, brother. I think.
Long issue, right?
Yeah, it's a long issue. But people when asked, they want to know I should say halal or haram. But I am not the person to say halal or haram. I just give you the overview. But what they have the written policy, most of the time they don't apply themselves. This is the problem. But what is written in their booklet, in their policy, Sharia governance, that is quite, as I said, is 70%, 80% okay. But in the application, they don't follow also. Yeah. So based on the written work, paperwork, I cannot say this halal because when I conducted a workshop, then one sister said that they issue the letter to take out the house, this and that. So, I mean, if someone is really victimized, of course his perception will be totally different from others. So, in conclusion, I would say that the main purpose of Islamic banking must be serve the ummah, not to make money only. But their number one is to make money. That's the problem. Okay, inshallah. So, Jazakumullah khair. We may recite Tasbihul Kafara. Subhanakallahumma wa bihamdika.